So a very warm welcome to you all. Welcome to the Buddhist Society. My name's Richard and this is the Lunchtime meditation class on Monday the 5th of December. Here in London, it's early afternoon, 12:40. So wherever you're logging in from, a very warm welcome to you. And thank you all for those of you who've made it here to the lecture room on the first floor at 58 Eccleston Square. We're going to proceed in our usual way. I'll read the dedication of offerings. We'll sit for around 30 minutes, and then I'll finish with one of the reflections from the Theravada chanting book. But before we do that, I'm going to light some candles and some incense. Is anyone here allergic to incense? Okay. The dedication of offerings. To the Blessed One, the Lord who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to these, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and Blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dharma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Recollection of the Buddha. A good word of the Blessed One's reputation has spread as follows. He, the Blessed One, is indeed the Pure One, the perfectly enlightened one. He is impeccable in conduct and understanding, the accomplished one, the knower of the worlds. He trains perfectly those who wish to be trained. He is teacher of gods and humans. He is awake and holy. The supreme praise of the Buddha. The Buddha, the truly worthy one, endowed with such excellent qualities, whose being is composed of purity, transcendental wisdom and compassion, who has enlightened the wise like the sun awakening the lotus. I bow my head to that peaceful chief of conquerors, the Buddha who is the safe, secure refuge of all beings. As the first object of recollection, I venerate him with bowed head. I am indeed the Buddha's servant. The Buddha is my Lord and guide. The Buddha is sorrow's destroyer. who bestows blessings on me. To the Buddha I dedicate this body and life, and in devotion I will walk the Buddha's path of awakening. For me there is no other refuge. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. By the utterance of this truth, may I grow in the Master's way. By my devotion to the Buddha and the blessings of this practice, by its power, may all obstacles be overcome. And so I invite you now just to come to a reasonably upright sitting position, as upright and as your bodies will allow, but do get comfortable. And we can begin, as we usually do, just by allowing our attention to drop. So if you bring your attention downwards, if you're sitting on a chair, into the soles of your feet, touching the floor, or if you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, it will be into your ankles and your shins, perhaps your knees. So allow your attention to drop and see if you can locate your attention in the direct sensation of the contact with the floor, the ground that supports you. And just notice what you do with that invitation. Where does your attention go? And see if you can just bring your attention into the direct sensation, the contact with the floor. And just for these next few minutes, this next half hour, see if you can just put aside whatever else you've been doing this morning. And then I invite you to bring your attention in the same way to your sitting bones on the chair or the cushion. And just see if you can be with the direct sensation of sitting. Right here and now in this room where you are. What's the sensation of touch? Do you feel the weight of your torso? Just allow your attention to be there. And if you haven't already done so, just find a neutral position for your hands, resting lightly one on top of the other in your lap, or upturned or downturned on your thighs. Just a comfortable position where you don't have to worry what to do with them. And then I invite you to bring your attention to your back and your spine in particular. And just see if you can align your back and your spine with your pelvis and with your neck so that everything's in a nice upright column. And just notice what you experience. You're sitting in a chair, perhaps the contact with the back of the chair, or if you're sitting unsupported, how does that feel? And if you're new to practice, you might like to experiment with the eyes closed position, or just half open, looking at a blank carpet or a wall. See what works for you. And then I invite you to bring your attention to the whole of your physical body, from the crown of your head to the points of contact with the floor. Just notice your sitting bones on the chair or the cushion, the contact with the floor, the clothes on your skin surface, and the air on your hands and your face. And now the invitation is to be with your breathing, just noticing the sensation of the movement caused by the breath. So we leave our breath alone, we just notice the sensation. And let this be your point of contact, your point of return, your anchor for your attention. And if you're new to practice, your mind will wander. If you're experienced at practice, your mind will wander. And the invitation is just to notice that, and with compassion and kindness, to gently return your attention to the direct sensation of the movement caused by the breath. So we'll begin our period of silence, and we'll finish with the bell at the end. So please feel free to stretch and move and adjust your posture and take a sip of water. Some notices from the Buddhist Society. Firstly, we want to thank you all very much for attending. We appreciate your coming together to form this online and in-person Sangha. There are lunchtime classes on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday at the same time here at the Buddhist Society, and some of them are also online. On Saturday at 3 o'clock there is also a meditation, and Sunday at 10 o'clock there is also a meditation. In the evenings, today Monday, there is the Zen class at 6:30 and the Theravada Class at 6:30. The Theravada class today is being led by Ajahn Sundara, who is the senior nun at Amaravati Monastery in Hertfordshire, and she's coming in to the Buddhist Society this evening for the 6:30 class. Tomorrow at 6:30 in the evening, there's the Introduction to Buddhism. And on Thursday in the evening, there's the Tibetan class at 6:30 and the basic meditation class at 6:30, which is led by myself this week. If you're new to meditation, that is some really basic introductions to meditation on Thursday at 6:30. So there's something every day at the Buddhist Society, so please, for further details, see the website for the login numbers that you will need to get into the Zoom call. I'm going to finish today by reading the verses of sharing and aspiration and then the closing homage. The verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all desires and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana. In every kind of birth, may I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the protection of the Dharma. The solitary Buddha is my noble Lord. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. The closing homage. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dharma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. So I wish you all a very good week. I'll be here next week at the same time. Go well, have a good week, and thank you to all who have joined us online as well. Thank you all.